Welcome back to the Johnny Vedmore Show on today's News Talk TNT. And I'm really looking forward to speaking with my first guest up today, who is Donna Jackson, who serves as a director of membership development for Project 21 Black Leadership Network, is a seasoned accountant with public and private sector experience, as well as previous forays into politics and other areas, including having testified before Congress and also appearing regularly in the media. Donna Jackson, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. How are you today?
I'm doing great. It is always a pleasure to be with you, be a guest on your network. I tell you, it's the most fun I have in a day.
Excellent. I'm really happy to hear that. And you've got such a wonderfully broad smile. I love it. I love it. And so will the people who are watching too, because we're a very, very friendly bunch, I swear. I promise. Now, obviously, it's been a totally jaw-dropping week since the assassination attempt on Donald Trump. What type of effect do you think that's had on the Republican National Convention this week?
I think really that I don't want to say it's a boost, but I will say that a lot of Americans are waking up to see what's happening in this country. I think it brought the Republican Party closer together. I think that, we may have not been paying attention to how big of a threat that the left is, but I think that illusion is totally gone. And I'm grateful to God that President Trump made it through this time. I wasn't surprised that it happened, but I'm going to tell you, it's a lot of African Americans for this very reason that they are moving in large numbers to the conservative movement. 30% of African American women, for the first time, have stopped their support of President Biden. That's unprecedented. 30% of Black women. So, we're seeing a shift because the policies there, not only the policies, but the left is very dangerous, and that's not the country that we want.
Yeah, most definitely. I think we can all agree with wanting some peace and stability in our countries, of course. Now, Black Americans are often politically diverse. They usually lean left, but this election seems to have thrown the cat amongst the pigeons for sure. Are Black Americans beginning to ally with conservative Americans more because the Republicans have more to offer them, or is it because the Democrats have let them down too many times?
I'm be honest with you, it's because Black Americans want to eat and they're hungry, because they want to fill up their cars, because they want to take care of their kids, because they want to be able to leave their houses without getting shot at, because they want people that commit crimes against them to be punished. And the policies of the left and the progressive movement, they actually exacerbate that. They actually promote that. And so I think that what they see, when you have a clear comparison of the policies from the Trump administration and the Biden administration, people understand now, especially Black Americans, that wait a minute, these people who claim to like us, these people who claim that they're on our side are actually creating purposely these situations. It's not an unintended consequence. And I've been saying this for a long time, and I've told people, they like us to be in a constant state of terror. They want us to be in a constant state of where we're living in a survival mode. And they create these scenarios and they create these policies that constantly put us in that situation. But no more, because the African American community's eyes have been opened and they've seen the length that the left will go to in order to keep that situation going, and they've had it enough.
There's not many choices, if the left, if the Democrats want to try and win back Black America, there's not many choices they have as potential leaders to be able to do that. I mean, there's a question from the chat which lines up with this. So Holly in the chat says, does Donna think that Michelle Obama will be the next Democratic leader or Democrat leader? Will she likely be used in that way to try and convince Black voters to come back to the left?
Well, listen to me. Her husband, who was president, was the one who started the division that we see in this country. I mean, he exacerbated it. You know, a man who had reached the highest level, president of the United States, said that he was ashamed of his country, said there was systemic racism. He shared that position with how many? 40 people in the history of the United States. And then he says, all of a sudden, this country is systemically racist. You know, he was the one that created the division. He knew that a lot of the narratives that were out there with, police attacking African Americans, there being this rise and uptick in white supremacy, he knew that was lies. But what he did was played on the emotions of African Americans, making them think that somehow their lives were worse off today than it was during slavery. I mean, or Jim Crow. That's outrageous because it wasn't. So, I mean, her reputation is his reputation, and there's no way that her policies are going to be better. In fact, she was the one that most of the time said that the only time she was proud to be an American was when her husband was elected. Shame on her having graduated from an Ivy League school and having a better job than 60% of Americans. That's white Americans, Asian Americans, Black Americans, Indian Americans. She was part of the 1%, and yet she actually denigrated the country that gave her the best opportunity in the world. So I can tell you right now, we're beyond this tokenism, which is what they always provide us with. We want people of substance. We want people that actually produce policies that move our communities forward. And we're not going to get it from an individual who is sitting there trashing the country, that gave her and her husband a better lifestyle than 62% of all Americans, irrespective of your skin.
That's a brilliant and concise and straightforward answer. Donna, you're amazing. We're going to go to a quick, short news break. You're listening to today's News Talk TNT.